Okay, just double checking. I don't know why, but it keeps turning it down to like 0%.
No, see, now that I have you at 100, like I had you at 200 before. Now I have you at
Yeah.
100, and you sound like normal. So
Chris?
that's what you
Okay.
want. Yeah,
Good, good, good.
it's legit.
I let's keep it this way.
Yeah. Oh, it detranslated this stupid site.
Good job, you did it.
Always translate Korean. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like imagine not always translating it.
So yeah, beta's over. Sad days.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, it really is. It's even more unfortunate because I didn't get to enjoy it.
Uh
Well,
yeah.
what do you miss the most so far?
Who? Oh,
Anybody?
just one sec. I'll be right back.
All right.
I miss the gameplay videos, honestly. Just seeing all the new stuff.
Well, yeah, for me it's more like I didn't get to do everything, so that's been kind of crappy. It's like finding out all this stuff I didn't do, you know, after the fact.
It's actually pretty surprising how much they had in for like a
Yeah.
weekend long beta.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people made it to the end, though. It's just like, I don't know.
Even so, you still had like a shitload to do.
Yeah. Good luck making it to the end, though, without speaking Korean, because I think that was my holdup. Because I put in like a decent amount of hours, but making it to the end is pretty rough. Like, if you don't know how to like complete certain quests and like how to form strong teams and stuff, it's pretty tough.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm just sad that I didn't get to do everything.
Oh yeah, me too. The content wise, there's so much stuff out there that I just
know.
didn't get to actually do.
And finding out about it afterwards, it's like, oh dang. But I was saying like
Exactly.
not knowing Korean probably doesn't help because we didn't get very far compared to like a lot
Oh
of people.
yeah. That was another thing actually that I wanted to touch on. Based on the content and like, well, I mean it was a beta, so I can't really base like my final, like everything on it, right?
Right.
But in 4 days, people had already beaten the boss, had already gotten pretty much every Kieran in the game. You know,
Yeah.
it was like they maxed out
Yeah.
in 4 days only.
Yeah.
So hopefully the end game actually, or like the real game, doesn't actually just like finish in 4 days like
I
that.
feel like
No,
it's
no, no,
definitely
no,
going to
no.
be way more grindy.
Yeah,
There's gonna
because the
be a
spawn
lot
rate was
for
kind
you
of
to do.
insane, like during the beta.
Hmm.
It was like super high. Like mobs would be like respawning before you even killed them, kind of thing. Or like
That sounds spooky.
like no, like there'd be like a mob of like three guys, and like by the time you kill the second guy, the first guy's already respawned again. It's like, dang. That was actually kind of weird, but
Yeah, they're probably going to tone that down for sure.
yeah. But I don't know, it was fun. I just like feel like I didn't get to kill like hardly any bosses or anything because I couldn't like figure out what the best combos were, stuff like that. But that's all stuff that like we'll figure out in the
Yeah.
next one, you know.
I mean, if we actually had like instructions,
Yeah.
obviously, or like we could actually read them. I mean,
I mean, we could, put in
Yeah.
a little more effort into actually translating it.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
started
mean,
to get better near
Tashi-
the end.
yeah, I mean Tashi is apparently working on it,
Yeah.
or was. I'm not sure if he still is.
Yeah, was. I don't have any idea what he's doing now. He always says he's so busy, but then he comes back with some like crazy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to help, but his time zone is like completely opposite of mine. So like I always send him a message and then don't get a response for like 12 hours, and then I don't respond back to him for like 12 hours.
Mm.
But
And then you guys can't actually do anything. Yeah.
yeah, like but he's been working on trying to translate stuff. I don't know what technique he's trying to do, but I was trying to like see if I could help because I've translated stuff before for like other products.
Right.
But
Well,
it
he's
sounds
gotten
like
a
he was doing
decent-
something. I don't know. It didn't sound like he was doing it the way I would do it, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Well, from what he showed us, he's gone in a decent ways actually.
Yeah.
It
But
looked like 25% maybe. Or
my
something like
strategy, my strategy would just be to like feed all the raw files through, like
that translator.
just like a script that like uses a translator
Oh.
API, and then just save the translated files and just run it that way. But
okay.
you could also like you could also like everywhere where it like uses strings like in the game, you could like code it to like fetch from a function and just have that function like accept like a language parameter. When you start up the game, you just choose what language you want, and then it just always fetches the string like for that language, and then you could support like as many languages as you can get translated files for. But you'd have to do a lot of refactoring, like it's a lot of work to do. Whereas if you just go to English, translating the raw file is probably easier.
Isn't there also like a way that you can have it sort of kind of translate on the fly? Because I think Phantasy Star Online 2 does something similar.
No, on that game you download a patch and like someone has translated all the files ahead of time.
Sort of, kind of. There's like a bunch of stuff that isn't translated and then becomes translated the more you look at it.
Yeah, but it's not doing like chat or anything like that.
Oh yeah, it's not doing chat. I'm just talking about the game.
I don't know. All I know is that I've only seen like where it downloads stuff ahead of time. I didn't know that they had like on the fly, which would be cool because like that way, like when the next beta comes out, like if you had something that could just translate stuff on the fly, it would be like built in, which is sick. But probably the more reliable way is to have like translations done by like fans or whatever that are like good, and then just load them into the game.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are just gonna, half-ass it and like slop together a barely understandable translation and be like, it's in English, and then we're gonna have somebody proofread it.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be playing without it for a long time still, but
I mean, you say that, but
it'll be cool.
We could probably at least get the very beginning of the game readable and have some of the tutorials ready to go.
But like when the game releases, though, it's gonna be like that's gonna be a lot of content probably.
I'm not expecting the entire game, but like my goal at least is the UI and making sure the tutorials are understandable.
Yeah, but doing the beta first will be a help because it'll speed up for like the actual release or the next beta. Like I doubt anything's gonna happen for like if there's like another 4-day beta. Like I doubt anyone will be able to like make something in that amount of time for like the live game, but
probably not.
Yeah. Anyway, what other things are you guys worried about after playing the beta? We'll start negative and then we'll end positive later.
Negative?
Like what? Just things that you're worried about, or like stuff that happened that you're kind of like.
Well, actually, there wasn't for a beta. There wasn't much that was negative actually, but that could have been overshadowed because I just wanted to play it for so long. Yeah, it's been 7 years. Everybody's been waiting.
True.
Stuff like that.
I feel like I'm the only one here, maybe, who is still disappointed by the drop in quality overall.
Like what wise? Like graphics?
In terms of animation, and sometimes like even the models look like they've been toned down.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like if you got like really close to certain things, or for example the view distance, or even just the overall like model qualities compared to some of the trailers, you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
And the gameplay, it doesn't feel like what we've been seeing in the trailers, but at the same time, it's really not all that far off.
Well, I mean, that could also be due to like, how game companies like pre like process like game trailers, right? Yeah, that could probably be it.
Yeah, that's also annoying.
I mean, they did have a lot of in-game footage for a couple trailers,
and the G-Star live demo looked.
But I mean.
But the optimization freaks me out.
I'm really hoping they work on that because there's far too many games and far too many devs that just don't. And things just don't run well, and everybody's just like, oh, just get a better computer. And you're like, I have like one of the best computers. What do you mean?
PUBG 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Just like unplayable.
That's unacceptable in my opinion. That's not something that can just keep happening.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it is a closed beta, like, so there's that.
Yeah. But I mean, like, they even said they're taking like information and
Yeah.
like all that and suggestions and trying to work on it. So
Yeah, and that was
I
one of the
have,
big things.
I have hope, at the very least.
Yeah, that was one of the big things on the feedback too. Was like everyone was like, fix it. But like the crappy part is like the building construction stuff was like so poorly optimized. I didn't even really get to try it, so I can't even really like comment on how cool or good that part of it is. But
It
hopefully in the
looked
next
like it
one,
would be neat, at least from the gameplay that I've seen.
yeah. Did it work for you at all, Tack?
Did what?
The building construction parts.
I actually never got that far, honestly.
Oh.
Which is one of the bummers.
Okay.
I would have liked trying the endgame content that
Yeah.
they were boasting about so
Yeah.
much in all their previous interviews and stuff, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, I was stuck on miniature quest.
Well, I got to the building zone, but when I loaded in, it was like 1 frame per second. Like it was just like unplayable, so I had to leave.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Was it like its own zone, or was it like something, one of many that you had to like attempt to find?
There was a few zones, yeah, but I the first one that I got to, like, yeah, when I loaded in, there was like 50 people in there.
Yeah,
and,
I'm
like,
sure, and they were all probably screwing around with the terrain,
Yeah,
so it
and
probably
I just couldn't
had
do
a
anything.
lot going on.
Yeah, that's one thing I talked about even earlier, like when the game was still like being made, basically.
Yeah.
I was like, how are our computers supposed to like support millions of people
Yeah.
building at the same time?
Yeah. I was
And
worried I
I
was gonna
feel
get
like-
stuck in there, honestly. I was like, I better be able to figure out how to get out.
I feel like they'd probably put a cap on how many people could have been doing it at once. Like
Mhm.
back when, like before we even saw any beta footage, like back when it
Yeah.
was all trailers and all
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
and it was
Mm.
like in the world that you were looking at, that you were changing the terrain of. I feel like they would have at least put a cap on how many people could be changing it at once in that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Right.
But because it's like locked to an instance, I feel like they're probably going to cap on how many people can be in there at once.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be the restriction.
And then it'll just spawn off a new instance. Well, like, I mean, there was already, like, it was kind of like Worlds where, like, in Phantasy Star, you have, like, the ships, and you could, like, select which one you wanted to be.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Because remember, like, we could pick, like, 1 through, like, 12 or whatever, and, like, we could manipulate it so that we could be on the same instance. So they'll probably, I don't know. I like that idea because it lets you, like, switch. You don't have to have, like, multiple characters on different servers, like, depending on where your friends play. Like, you can just, there's, like, one big one, and then you can just go to the same, like, floor or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. That sounds nice.
Yeah, because then you can all just switch to the same one.
I mean, another thing they could probably do, but they probably won't, is just make it so it's only one person at a time that can like change in a certain area, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then once they like lock in their changes, the world like kind of like builds whatever changes they had from the bottom up. But that would probably actually cost a bit more. I don't know. I'm not a game dev, so
Yeah.
who knows?
Who does know, indeed. Did you
let's see.
did you make it to that like place with like the castle that was made out of puzzle pieces when you had to like fight the mobs?
Oh yeah, and you had to like hit
you-
switches.
Did you beat that?
Yeah?
Oh, you did?
You mean yeah?
How long did it go for? Like I got to like I feel like wave like 11 or 12 and it was like then I died. Like that was about as far as I could get.
I think there were 20 waves. I'm not sure. It's been like
Okay.
4 weeks now.
Yeah. Because I was like as far as I was able to get, and it just kept it would like open different sections and like they would come out and fight you.
Yeah.
What was your team
Well,
like when you beat
my
it?
team. Well, you know how I was talking to you about like this lava blob that could tank, right?
Yeah.
So I would put him in the front.
Okay.
He takes all the aggro, and he has like a mini shield as well. When he first spawns,
Okay.
so he could take like a decent amount of damage, even if all the mobs were attacking.
Yeah.
And then I spawn all my other like projectile artillery Kirana, and they just keep firing. Like they go ham on these guys.
Okay.
And then after that, I would change into you know the spinny jogger, whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the last day I managed to get him, so I would just spin to win, and
Okay.
then that's it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
liked that one. It was good. Spin to win is fun.
So yeah, basically tank, spin to win, and then artillery support.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to use the tree guys, but I never had like a true like tank.
Mhm.
So I would just keep like spawning them as they died, but it wasn't enough. Like eventually you get like overrun.
Oh yeah, also you know those mini like birds that did like
Yep.
200 damage every like second? Yeah, I just spawned a bunch of those too, and then the boss's HP would just get chunked.
Hmm.
It was so OP, even if they would die like instantly, they would still do a bunch of damage, which
Yeah.
is just nice.
Well, I farmed a bunch of those rock golems too to try and get like a rock golem guy
Hmm.
because they looked pretty tanky, but I was never able to like, get one. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
just like a rare drop to like get that guy or what. But there was also like those huge world bosses which were fun to kill. I killed a bunch of those guys.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I wish they would have a bigger size,
Yeah.
based on like, you know, if you kill the world boss or not, but then everybody would have massive bosses.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. There were some cool zones too where like there was like just tons of people farming. That was kind of interesting. Except
Hmm.
there was like a guy that had like 50 of like these tiny little Karana. I don't know like what they were. Or like if it's like one Karana but you get like 5 per. And it was
Oh.
just lagging the game super hard. Because he had like those were the only ones that he had, so it was just like he had this huge mob. It was really funny. But okay, well I'll write that down so next time I'll try to find like a tank guy and get
Oh,
farther.
I'll show you.
I know which one it was. I think I got one like at the near the very end.
Yeah.
He was like a little blob guy, like a slime, but he was on fire.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. He he's at like Tomina's tutorial area.
Yeah,
I
I
also
saw.
like how they like split it up like based on what you start
Hmm.
with, so
Hmm.
it's easier on you.
Yeah, it took me a while to like find some of the other starting areas because I just kept going deeper, and then it's like I realized like later that I had to like backtrack from where I was to like get to some of the other ones because I didn't find like the Tominia starting area until near the very end. But that might also just be like I don't know the way I happened to explore and stuff. Just got
Hmm.
unlucky. I don't know, or didn't know what I was doing.
Who knows?
So yeah, for me, like the biggest concerns are definitely the optimization, probably the building, especially. Like hopefully they can sort that out, and I don't know. I guess hopefully like I'm not as worried about it, but I'm sure like they have lots of content lined up to like start it off, and then at least buy like a few months for people to start making cool stuff to take over.
Yeah, I hope so. Or else the end game won't be as good as we figured it would.
Yeah. I'm not worried
Because
yet.
yeah, although it would be nice
Hold
to
on.
like
I'll
have
be
some
right
really
back.
good, huh?
Said be right back.
Oh. Yeah, it would be nice to have some more content from the devs next
Yeah.
one or whenever they actually release full game.
Yeah, I agree. Hopefully they announce another beta soon-ish, not like a year from now. That'd be
Oh,
sad
I
to have
hope
to
so.
wait that long.
Yeah.
That'd be upsetting.
Wait, so when was the last date? It was the 12th, right? May 12th was the last
Yeah,
beta
like
date.
3 weeks ago, something like that. 4.
Yeah. Dang, it's been a while.
Yeah, it sucks.
Have you not heard anything from the Facebook?
No, they've just had like contests winners, like where if you made it to the end of the beta and beat the final boss, you got entered into a draw to like win plushies and stuff, which is cool.
Hmm.
I didn't make it that far, so I didn't win anything, but
Neither did I. So
They
that sucks.
look pretty awesome, like dope prizes for sure.
They do. I hope they sell more of their merch.
Me too.
If not, that'll be quite the waste.
Who is your favorite of the Guardians that you tried
Um,
so far?
well, the electric guy, he's pretty useless actually. Like damage wise, I don't see
The
like
electric guy.
like the guy with the long hair, the one you
Trevor.
said you wished you changed.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't see what his ult really did. I think it like gave you a power up or a buff,
Yeah, it gave you invincibility for a bit. Uh, It wasn't
but
that
that
useful,
wasn't
to be honest. Like,
exactly.
because your main character like isn't that tanky, so it was like, rip. I don't know.
Uh,
Rinka seems to be
yeah.
pretty good. Plus, you get to attack with a staff instead of just punching people. I'll probably try Rinka next time, or if they open up the robot girl, try her out.
hmm
They put
Why
her there
did
just to taunt us.
Wait, why is Peria posting about pork in Chinese wine and
Hmm?
Mabinogi Mobile? What?
Where?
Oh, this is a fan page. Whoops.
Mabinogi,
Okay.
Mabinogi M.
Yeah, I was wondering why the official would be posting about that.
No, the last thing they have on there, I think, is about the contest still,
Yeah. Okay.
which is chill.
I really want the potato one. The
The
potato
potato
plush
one?
toy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I think there was that one. I can't remember what. There was another one too. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, the
Mm.
peanut potato guy.
Oh, here, I have the picture. I can just download this.
Send it over.
Yeah. It's in general if you want it.
Oh yeah, that guy, the slug guy.
hmm I never actually got to find where that one was or what they did.
I don't think I did either.
But there were so many dungeons and stuff that I just didn't get to play, which is really sucks.
I know. They look high quality. They look handmade, actually.
hmm
Pretty cool. Anyway, so I guess moving on from that, like, positive stuff, I guess, like, what did you think was cool about the beta? Like, what were your favorite things so far?
Favorite things? Definitely would have to be the Kirana,
Mm-hmm.
like,
Like the
well, I guess
variety?
the variety. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome too. Like, I think they have, like, opened up, like, the door for, like, a lot of cool variation where, like, instead of
hmm
having abilities, like, you just have Karana that can do, like, pretty much any, like, all kinds of different things.
Exactly. And I'm not too sure if they still have like gender Kirana. Is that a
Mm-hmm.
thing?
I have no
Yeah?
idea.
Okay. Well, if it is, then I'm not sure if they're also locking like certain animations or attacks to that gender.
Hmm.
'Cause you know how I was talking about when we were playing the beta, how some Kirana don't have the same like attack animation as the AI, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, wow, that really sucks,
that did suck. But maybe, like,
Cause some,
once you get them to the max level or something, maybe they unlock more, like, I don't know, more abilities or something.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. If it is like that, then maxing out Kiranas would be great, cause then you get an awesome attack, like for the Fox Kirana, for
Mm-hmm.
example.
Mm-hmm.
You just get a like flurry of attacks, which does a bunch of damage.
Yeah,
So
super cool.
it's
Or if
it's
you could
something to look
like,
forward to.
breed them or digivolve or something would be cool.
hmm They have plenty of stuff to play around with or
Mm-hmm.
patch in the future.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be cool if you could like capture like the giant ones too,
Yeah.
or like have a couple ones that were like huge. Like I know like they had the golem, but then they had like the mega golem.
Oh yeah. I never actually got to use the boss Hiranas because they were always so small, you know?
Hmm.
I just looked at them and I was like, I can't actually use this in combat.
Yeah.
But maybe it was tied to a quest, so
Okay.
who
So
knows?
you actually created some of them, but it wouldn't let you like spawn them.
Yeah, exactly. They were more like quest items that just disappear after.
Okay. So you can use it for like a little bit or something, and then it'll go away.
Hmm. Yeah.
Was it still like a card that you could like put in your hand there?
Oh yeah, I could put it in my deck,
Okay.
but I can actually just like summon them to attack or anything. Like I would summon.
Oh, like there was like prereqs or something like that to like summon
Well,
them.
not really prereqs. Like I would summon them, but they just didn't do anything. They just followed me,
Oh, okay. Interesting.
and they were too small to actually attack. It was like in Pokemon. You know how you hatch an egg
Yeah.
and then they have to grow?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So they're
that's what I
programmed
meant.
like not to help you or whatever.
I guess
Interesting.
something about it just wasn't working.
Hmm. I like your comment though on the variety. Like I think it was pretty cool. Like they had ones that like had movement abilities, like make you run
Hmm.
fast, transform, all kinds of cool stuff. Melee,
Also,
ranged, freeze, like crowd control, building.
yeah. Oh yeah, the crowd control was actually surprisingly good in this game.
Hmm.
It wasn't like too OP, but it was just enough, you know? Like
Yeah.
if you wanted to get it somewhat game breaking, you could. Like I remember I saw you had this guy actually and I got him because of you. But you know the icicle guy that
Yeah,
just
yeah,
shoots
yeah,
ice?
yeah.
Yeah, I used him on a bunch of bosses and he would just freeze everything, which is nice.
Hmm.
And then there was another one who would freeze time for a few seconds. He was
Yeah.
also busted, which was nice.
Yeah, but the
So,
problem is like if you have too many of those, like then you can't do any damage.
oh yeah. Well, I just used like I just stated the freeze guy and the time stopper.
Yeah.
And then after that, I spawn everybody because they're not gonna get damaged, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, I just do DPS for a good 7 seconds and repeat.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, actually, well, it's not really a bad thing. Actually, it is kind of. Combat was kind of like a repeat for me, you know? Once you had a set team, it was just like press the same buttons over and over, walk
Yeah.
around. Yeah. Walk around, dodge damage.
Yeah.
Also, virtually impossible to die once you had a decent team.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I never got to experience what that's like.
The only time you could die is if you mess up your micromanaging and, for example, your tank died before you could
Hmm.
get out the DPS again.
You get aggro like on your non-tank or something.
Yeah. Or like your tank goes on cooldown and everybody else is just dying. Meanwhile, you're running away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Happened a couple of times, but it's not that hard to micromanage.
Yeah, not the end of the world.
Hmm.
I didn't have like I don't know. I think there was like some problems with the micro control.
Oh, yeah, like the attack buttons or like the follow, stuff like that.
Yeah, and like it was hard to like get single Karana to like do things and then have
For
the rest of
sure.
them do like other things. Like it seemed like they would all just attack the same target, which was kind of annoying.
Yeah, if you could give them like
Like it was hard. Like if you had the crowd control guy, for example, and you wanted to like have him CC just the boss,
mhm.
and then have your other guys attacking the other minions, like that was hard to do.
Yeah. It's just their tab targeting system, I guess. It was
Yeah.
very complicated. Or well, not very complicated, just weird to use.
Hopefully they make it a little bit easier. Like if you could like have hotkeys to like if like your Karana was already summoned, if the hotkey for it would like select it instead, then you could issue like individual commands that way.
Hmm.
That'd be nice.
I also don't like how you could attack your own. Like that was just a why is that a thing, you know?
Well, that type of thing can become useful like especially if they have like mind control or something like that, so you can like kill off your own guy if you need to. Like I don't know. I think it raises the ceiling a little bit. I like
I
having it in the
guess.
game, but I don't think there was anything in the beta that like necessitated it currently. But I think it's something
Mhm.
that would be cool. Like if there's certain abilities get added, it would be definitely like useful to have. Like I'm thinking about like StarCraft, where it's like like 99% of the time you would never do that, but there's like certain situations where it makes sense. Or like
I'm
if you want to be like pro plays and like you have like a crowd control guy out and you just switch it for like a different guy who like has a resistance or something to something they summoned, you could like quickly have your I guess you can recall, but I was gonna say you could have your guys like kill off your own dude so you can like free up a spot and summon something else. I don't know. There's lots of potential for it, but
yeah. I mean, there's only one other thing I could see targeting your own Kirana would be good for it is if, let's say, on death it blows up or something, then
true. Yeah,
you
because
could
we didn't end up having those mine guys in the game. I don't think. At least I didn't see any of them.
Oh, I saw him,
The
but I'm not
explodey
sure
guy.
if yeah, I'm not sure if on death he exploded or if he just exploded when he got summoned and then after a timer he
Okay.
just blew up.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that guy, so I
So
can't
yeah.
say.
Or if it has like a special ability on death or something, I don't know.
Right, right, right.
Let's see what else here. The maps were pretty cool too.
The maps, yeah.
Yeah. A little basic, but they were still cool.
I think
And they
some of them were
actually,
big. Like some of them were a little
yeah,
bit too big. Where like, especially when you go down into the cracks, like where the stronger monsters are and stuff. And then it's like
exactly.
when you're done and you want to go back, it's like, oh my god, it's so far. But at least you can just fast travel. But if you wanted to just walk normally, it's kind of some of them were a little bit huge. The zones, which I guess is better than the alternative of being too small.
True.
There was just a lot
But
of
I mean,
walking.
hmm I wish they would have a sprint function or at least um or like riding your Kirana. I'm not sure if that's just content that they're waiting to send earlier or later, I mean.
Yeah, that too. That too. Be cool to have like mounts.
Yeah. But I mean the fast traveling is pretty nice.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if that's like I'm sure that like I guess they're probably gonna keep that in the game. Like I don't see how they like
I don't see why not. I
yeah
mean
I
if
don't
it
see
was
how they
if
could
there
get rid of
wasn't
it.
exactly, if there wasn't fast traveling, wow, that would be rough.
Yeah. Yikes. I didn't get to
But I
this
do like
area.
mhm.
I'm watching this video of some of the gameplay. There's this
Oh, okay.
where like every time you jump on a puzzle piece, another one spawns. I'm like, I didn't get to this.
Oh,
This is kind of
actually,
cool.
I think I saw what's his name, Zastier,
Hmm.
doing that part.
Yeah, it's
It
like
was really weird.
if you can program stuff like that, that's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Like that's like Mario Maker level like customization type of stuff.
Yeah, but it also locks it to like the best of the programmers, you know, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but they should have a separate option, like, in
Some
Halo,
like
for example.
pre-made features.
Yeah, yeah, or like pre-made like examples.
Hmm.
For example, Halo has like they have base blocks that already have like some of these
Some of
functions.
the logic in it. Well, I'm sure
Hmm.
like there's gonna be like people are gonna make tutorials and stuff. Like I think you're overestimating like how hard the programming is gonna be, to be honest. Like
Maybe.
maybe I'm biased because I already know how to code, but I don't know. I feel like people are gonna make copy paste like chunks of code to be like, here, if you want to do this, just copy paste this. Like you can always Google it, and like I'm sure as long as the game's popular enough, like with people who speak English, you'll be able to find stuff.
Hmm.
Obviously, if it never gets that popular, it's gonna be just you got to do it on your own, or
Yeah.
translate Korean guides or something. But I think as long as it hits like a certain level of popularity, it won't be
I
too
mean,
bad.
at this point, I think people are just waiting it for it to release. I mean,
Yeah, like more people need access for sure. Like how many people who even speak English got access to the beta? Not very many.
mhm, it was a very small community.
Yeah.
I think in the whole server, like 10 people maybe.
Yeah.
Because I remember, you know how I set up the beta tester role, right?
Yeah.
Just told people to at me or
Okay.
DM me. There was maybe like 14 people
Yeah, that's
at
not
best.
many at all.
Yeah, out of like the 1,000.
Yeah. That's rough. Well, I hope that more people can get in next time. Anyway, you want to talk about stuff that you hope that they add to the game now that we've kind of played it? Or like stuff you think they'll add, stuff you don't think they'll add, I don't know.
Stuff I think they'll add.
Or just hope for like the future, you know? What do you hope they put in?
Well, obviously more content, but
Yeah.
it was a beta, so that's whatever.
Yeah.
That's negligible.
Yeah.
Optimization, of course, we talked about that.
Mhm.
Let's see, maybe better controls or a better control scheme.
Yeah, they need to. I don't think it's like I don't think the controls are bad in themselves. It's more just like I'd
The
like
way
some
they
changes.
function.
I'd like some changes,
Yeah,
like tweaks. Not to like I don't need them to like revamp the whole system. It's just it needs a few changes.
yeah. Like for example, the targeting was like you would
Yeah,
click
targeting was a
on something.
problem.
hmm
I wasn't a huge fan of like how you couldn't really like turn with the mouse like very well.
Oh yeah,
Like I wish you could just like
um,
right click to steer instead of having to like
exactly.
rotate with the key. I don't know. I don't really like
The
keyboard
keyboard
turning.
functions, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was really weird. Or that they don't have a toggleable like auto run or something like that.
Yeah, was there
Like
none? I thought I just couldn't find the hotkey, but
no, no, there actually wasn't. Like I slammed my keyboard like with everything,
really?
and there just wasn't a button. Like I went through each key. I went Q, W, E, R. I tried everything. Nothing.
Dang, that's a big rip.
The only way you could get it to auto run was if you clicked in game, tabbed out while you were running, and then it would like think,
The
oh hey, he's
classic.
still
Yeah,
holding
yeah,
down. Yeah, no, that was annoying.
yeah. Yeah,
But then
the
you would have
classic
to
move.
do the same step just to un-auto run.
Hmm.
So it was dumb.
Yeah, that seems
Um,
stupid. There was some glitchiness, but I'm sure that'll get fixed like in the updates. Like with the menus and stuff, where like I click on a menu and I would start running there, because like you could click and you would like run to that spot. That's
yeah,
mainly what I hated about like the movement is like I don't like click to run. It's like I'd rather just hold
exactly.
down. I'd rather hold down right click
Right.
with
Or
W
even a key. Exactly.
instead of like left clicking on a spot and you go to it. It's like RuneScape style.
Yeah, it's kind of outdated for its
Yeah,
year, you know?
especially when it's not like a grid. Like RuneScape like works because it's like on a grid,
hmm
but in a game like this, I don't know. It's not my favorite,
Yeah.
but maybe they'll put out like alternate control scheme or something like that. Should be nice.
But I do like how to some actually I can't even call it open world anymore because it's not really. Um well, I guess no, it's instance for sure.
Yeah,
But
it will
still.
be because there's no way like I mean, already we know that from like the boss fights and stuff. Because like when you go in to fight the boss, like you're in one by yourself.
There's too much stuff to load. But they
Hmm.
did a decent job of level streaming and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, the leveling was a bit fast, but that'll be tuned back.
hmm They can always just patch stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, I hope they fix the controls a little bit. I don't know what the feedback was like in Korea on
Oh, well,
that.
Koreans are usually harsh, so
True.
I mean, I hope they don't bash it too hard because it actually wasn't that bad a beta.
Yeah, I had fun. I
Like
liked
they
that you could
actually
stack.
exactly, they did a really decent job. Um, there was something I forget. I was just about to say it, but I lost my train of thought.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good.
What else
Oh,
do we hope that they add? I don't know. More, I guess, like, I want to see more Karana, like, than what was in the beta. But I think that is a pretty safe assumption. I want to see more clothing and accessories and stuff, too. But I'm
oh
pretty
yeah,
sure,
for
like, they're
sure.
not going to release all that content, like, just for a test. Like you don't need
Mhm.
cosmetics and stuff. But already, like in the store, you could buy stuff that you couldn't find like originally.
Exactly. I hope that they have like a separate, like how some MMOs they have like a mini customization menu in the actual game itself, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah, I hope they have a menu like that because they did, like for whenever you change clothes or your boots, like whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but they didn't actually have one for hair
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
stuff
I think
like
there's more that they can do, like especially on some of the things, like
that.
sunglasses. It's like, oh, there's only like two pairs. Like, you
Yeah,
know, I'm sure
like
there's
it
gonna be a
was
lot more.
exactly. It was simple, but it was a bit too simple.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And then yeah, they'll add
Um,
probably a bunch more Corona that weren't included.
mhm.
Although those will probably be in follow-up betas before they release the game, because it's not like they're gonna release untested Corona just
Yeah.
willy-nilly. Like, got to test them for balance, for glitches, bugs, OP.
Oh, well, I mean, you saw how the Koreans like broke the game
Yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah. There's some that are just like super whack. I'm watching a video right now on stream where like this person is just like glitching up a wall by like spawning a food cart and then like jumping.
Oh, that's busted.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome.
Hmm.
I was able to climb some fun stuff.
I saw some people climbing like Kiranas and other people, but
Yeah,
that was interesting.
do some parkour.
Oh, but yeah, the glitches. You remember the elevator one where you get on the
Yeah, yeah,
platform and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
halfway through,
Yeah,
yeah.
that happened to me. I was like, I got to that part and I was like, oh, this is what you were talking
Hmm.
about. Fell through. It's
You
like,
just
dang.
fall endlessly to your death and then you finally hit the respawn zone.
Yeah. All around me are familiar faces. Also, the loading screens were dope.
Oh yeah, those are really nice. I was surprised they animated it so well.
I know. Hashtag gotta catch them all. There were so many too. There was probably like 15 or 20 plus.
Mhm.
Like,
They should also add mini hints like at the bottom, like most games do. Like, hey, Kieran of the same attribute,
mm,
do more damage or whatever. Yeah.
they might have had stuff like that. I just didn't notice it. Like maybe it was like during the game. I was like getting like red and black messages sometimes like on my screen. I don't know what they meant. Like I
Mhm.
click on something, it would give like a triangle pop up, and you have to click an option. I was like, hope I'm not giving bad feedback by accident. Whoops. But yeah, it was cool. I liked how you could stack though. That was the funniest thing to me. How like the character hitboxes like let you jump on people's heads, and you could get like a stack like 6 or 7 people high,
Oh
and then you could
yeah.
just walk. That was awesome. And you could use Karana too, like big Karana. You could like stand on top of them and stuff. Um, my hopes for the next beta are more building, um, which I'm watching some building right now. Optimize the building so that I can actually do it. I'll have a new GPU. I'll have a new CPU for that, and open up more accounts so that more friendos can come play with us, such
Mhm.
as Cubicle Joker, Cubicle Atto.
Yeah. I also don't like the well, I mean every game has channels, but it was really hard to find people.
What do you mean find people? Wherever I
Like
went, there was people like everywhere.
no, not like actually like find people, but I mean like find friends. Like there wasn't a friend
Oh,
system on the mini map. It
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah, yeah.
show you, hey, this guy you've seen before or whatever.
Yeah, I
Or
think I think the social features were in there, but they were just disabled because like there was like a friend menu. You just didn't have the option
oh
to
yeah.
like add people.
Oh
So I think it's gonna be a thing. Just
yeah.
and you could message people too. It just didn't like work.
Yeah, I hope they add like a party function and all that
Yeah,
good
and you
stuff.
couldn't chat in English. It wouldn't let you,
Hmm.
which was a bummer. But whatever, happens.
Yeah.
Did you ever get anything good from the treasure chests?
Treasure chest? I
Yeah,
mean, I got
there was some
I
okay
actually had
stuff. It's hit and miss.
I actually had some really good luck because all I got from it was usually the stuff that you need to like level your Kirana, right?
Hmm.
And for other people, apparently they just couldn't get it to drop. But every time I opened one, that's all I got. So
Okay.
I don't know. So so every time I needed to level up
Yeah.
my Kirana, I just would. I didn't have to wait or farm or anything.
Cool.
So I actually had a decent time with that.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with like the spawning or like people stealing my mobs. Like, I don't know. I
Hmm.
was always able to find what I needed to.
I think actually it rewarded both of you guys,
Yeah, if you both
even if
tagged
you
it.
did damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I could kind of mooch off of like other people too. Like I wasn't having any issue with that. Like if someone
Hmm.
was like had like a bunch of Piranha spread out and they were just aggroing everything in a zone, like I could still tag it and get drops and experience and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, it was nice and fast to level the guys up for the most part. Like if you got a new one and it was like super low level, it would take a while. But I don't
Yeah.
know. I didn't find the leveling like too well, like it wasn't grindy in the current state that it was in.
Mm.
Here and there, certain parts. And I hope they add more Guardians too. But we'll see about that. There's at least one more that's unreleased that we can try.
Yeah, which one?
The Clockwork Girl.
Clockwork.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mariel or whatever.
Yeah, Mario. There'll probably be more, but at least her. I kind of wished
Yeah.
Estina was a Guardian also. That made me sad.
Mm. Her her attack was kind of not useful, you know?
I know,
When
wasn't that good? It sucks.
when I finally catched her, it was just like an AoE blizzard thing. It wasn't like I don't know. Some of the some of the moves are pretty big letdowns compared to what the AI use,
Yeah, I agree.
which I don't understand why they would make new animations just just for like your own
Yeah,
set.
yeah,
Like it doesn't make sense to me. You know, you could cut down on like all types of things just
yeah.
to, but hey, who knows what was going through their mind.
When you could just straight up do something cool, like
Exactly.
have like the tail like charge attacks and all kinds of stuff.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe they'll open that stuff up later.
Yeah.
One
This is
one
a
thing I
beta.
had a huge problem with was figuring out which teleport cubes would like take you to which world. Like you could see
Oh
which
yeah.
like on the map you could see which worlds were next to you, but like
Hmm.
I couldn't tell which exit was like mapped to which one.
Yeah, it didn't show you like, hey, you're in this direction, so taking that would bring you here.
Yeah,
It would be really useful if they did,
maybe part of that
especially
was just language barrier, but
probably, yeah,
I'm not sure.
because they
Or
did have names over them, right?
I
I
I don't know. Like I don't know if it just probably
I'm
probably
pretty sure they did, but obviously I couldn't read them, so
yeah. Oh well, it was cool to have some friends drop by too from
hmm
olden times and say hi.
especially those big maps that had like three portals. You're like, which one did I just go through?
That was
You
so
know?
annoying.
Yeah, you had to use like you just like had to look at the landscape and be like, oh yeah, I came through here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I gave up after a while. I just go through every portal and then just fast travel after that. Also though, like it wouldn't tell you like if you had a quest open, like it would tell you like when you're in a zone, it would go okay, go to this exit, but on the world
Mhm.
map, it wouldn't tell you like which zone it was in.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
really frustrating because it's like I would just have to guess and just warp around until you finally got to the zone that had like your objective
Mhm.
in it. It was like okay.
Also, some of the objectives, like when it was like showing you where to go,
Yeah.
it was really like it was weird. Like it would tell you, hey, it's in this map, and then
Hmm.
just when you're in the map, it doesn't actually bring you to what you need.
I know. I don't know. Like I don't know how that stuff worked, but it probably makes more
I get,
sense if you can read, to be
yeah.
honest. Because that stuff was like the questing was like I found like obnoxiously hard, just
Still,
like
yeah.
just compared to like other games.
Yeah, like most MMOs, once you're in the field that you need your
Yeah,
objective, they highlight like
yeah.
the animal or whatever you need to fight, right?
Hmm.
And then
I
they're
was like
like,
trying to
yeah,
use
kill.
translate, and it would be like, okay, it says kill this, but I don't know what this one is. I have to like try and figure out
Mhm.
like what creature that was. And like eventually you can see the quest thing going up, and you're like, okay, finally I'm doing the right thing here.
Exactly.
But it didn't like
Like,
pull up a thing on the side with like a counter of like how many you needed or anything. Like you'd have to like continually find the same quest, go back into it, and check your progress
yeah,
manually.
yeah, you had to actually go back into the menu. It was
Yeah,
so.
stuff like that was hard to do.
Mhm.
But whatever, there's worse things. Like I don't know. I'm not like super into questing. I'm more like in it for the user generated stuff. Like I think I'm gonna have fun doing like I can already tell you people are gonna make like these climbing maps that are gonna be like impossible stuff like that.
Mhm.
I'm excited for user generated stuff. Not so much like the baked in questing that they put in, stuff like that. Like user generated quests will be cool too. So I hope that the next beta has more capacity for user generated stuff, because that'd be super fun. Or like even have like user generated stuff that was created by the devs or something like in advance. You know,
Yeah.
using like the tools that are available to the users. And just be
Mhm.
like kind of like, did you play Little Big Planet when it came out?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like the whole game is like they made it like you could technically make like the whole game using like the inbuilt
Yeah,
like
yourself,
engine. You
exactly.
could you could build that all yourself, and it was just like the actual game was just like sample levels kind of.
Well, one of the things I was excited about actually for Peria is you could build your own game inside the game, you know, if you had enough like
Yeah,
knowledge,
exactly.
experience.
That'd be so cool.
But so far it doesn't really seem that way, but it's a beta after
Yeah,
all, so
not yet. Pretty hard to say at
hmm
this point in time, you know.
I can't place all my bets on it. So
Nope.
we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. What are your bets for when the next we'll next be
For
able to
when the next
play?
one is.
Yeah,
Let's see here.
I want to say 3 months, but that could be optimistic. I don't know. I
It
don't think
could or
they're gonna.
could
I
not.
don't think they're gonna come out and be like, "Here's another one" in like a week. It's gonna be like,
Oh yeah, let's see. So we're June right now. Yeah, it will probably be G Star again.
you think all the way till November?
Uh, maybe not November. Maybe like August, and then another one in November, and then they release it like this year.
Ooh, that would be sick. I could get on board with
'Cause-
that.
yeah.
End of August. Got to get my pre-order in for 3900X Ryzen. I'm gonna get one on launch day, and then that should help boost it for the next beta, so that I don't have terrible frame rate.
Yeah,
I was
'cause
happy that they let you connect without VPNs and stuff, though. Holy cow!
oh yeah, that was good. But still, since we were so far away, we still got some lag, which is understandable though.
Yeah, I'm not worried about network lag. It's more like the game performance itself.
hmm
Because there wasn't even really PvP yet, so lag only
Yeah,
really matters like a ton for PvP, in my opinion. But I don't know,
exactly.
like what you think. I think it's more
Well,
important for PvP. Like PvE, it can impact it, but there's like you can get around it by like predicting like, what things like what the boss is gonna do and stuff. Like I don't know. I've played games on like foreign servers, and I've never had a problem with like the player versus like generated content. It's always been like games like League of Legends or like Counter Strike and stuff where like it really matters.
mm,
World of Warcraft maybe like if you're in arena, but even playing like on a China server, like it's not too bad when you're trying to do like
well,
raids and stuff.
well, I mean, latency still had a decent issue, but
Mm-hmm.
only like when the mobs started doing some freaky stuff, like you could be sitting there damaging them, and then out of nowhere they just poof. You're just like,
Oh,
wait,
okay, something like
uh,
that.
yeah, you're
I
just like,
never had it like that bad. That's just straight up like lag though.
oh, me neither, but still,
Because
like
usually
if it
with
ever
latency,
does,
it's like it's only like you'll just be like a second or two behind
hmm
versus like where they just completely teleport. That's like you got straight up disconnected for a bit. Which, yeah, if that's happening, that's really bad. Like, you don't want that at all.
But again, this wasn't our native server, so that's completely fine.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Crafting.
Yeah, I want to see, like, because they had a decent crafting system before. I don't know why they would ditch it, other than maybe like limitations from the new engine.
Yeah.
Because they seem to have maybe not ditched, but revamped quite a few stuff.
Mm-hmm. We didn't like. I mean, there's still lots of building in the game. It's just that they didn't have like the item combination stuff.
Yeah, like before,
Yeah.
before it was really simple and like unique, you know?
Yeah.
This is still unique and simple, but it's definitely different from
Or
what
like,
we're...
Or like, you remember that really old video, like, where they had like
With the books and everything?
the machine where like someone programmed like Tetris into it or something. Like, it wasn't Tetris, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't see like that type of thing. I really hope that stuff didn't get axed, because that was really cool.
Honestly, it was.
Hopefully
it just
in the
goes
next
back.
one.
Mhm. It just goes back to like you can build your own game basically.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like I was excited to see people try and remake like all these animes or stuff like that, or their own quest lines.
True. You could
etc.
make characters look pretty close to certain anime characters. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, it'll be easier like once there's more cosmetic items in the game too.
Mm.
Because it's like, and they didn't have like options for like facial hair and stuff, which was kind of sad.
Yeah. But at least the boys had some decent options.
Yep. But everyone's a young boy,
Mm-hmm.
baby face. But yeah, there was like, I was happy with like the amount of customization that they had, at least for the beta. Pretty cool. Oh my god, these guys just dug a hole in the ground, like a bunch deep, and then the guy went back up to the top and just sealed it in, so everyone's underneath. What a troll. In this video, he buried all his friends.
That's so troll.
The ultimate PvP strat. Pitfalls, and then just seal them in. Wow, these guys are like glitched out super hard. That's kind of awesome. Well, I don't know. I guess like nobody else who played the beta is really like online.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Lots of European type guys. Maybe on the next one we can get some people. We'll schedule it ahead of time or something and get some people in here to
Yeah.
answer see what they think. I don't know. I'm still like super hopeful and excited.
I mean, I can only be excited. Waited too long for this, and it's actually looking decent.
Yeah,
So,
I agree. Well, cool. Unless you had anything else to say, like thanks for hanging out, and
no worries, my friend.
we'll catch you on
It's
the
always
next
a
one.
pleasure talking about Peria.
I agree. Well, cool.
Let's hope next video is soon.
I agree. I can't wait.
Same.
All right,
Thanks for watching.
What should we
Whoever's there.
say? What should we say?
As to end it off.
Yep.
Let's see. Well, thanks for watching as usual. Take care. Join the Peria Discord to get the news as soon as possible, you know? We're not advertising. This isn't a paid promotion. Cough cough.
The Peria youth.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep.
The VOD will be on YouTube, so you know you can always catch it there. And thanks, Talk.
Oh, and Rip Cress. I don't know what happened to him, but
yeah, he died. Thanks to Cress also though for being
yeah.
involved. It was fun.
Later, peoples.